Dan Labbe and Scott Patsko, the Browns wrapping up day one of training camp here in Berea. And Scott, let's start here. Some bad injury news for the Browns. We don't know how bad the injury is, but bad news. Greedy Williams left practice today, and of course he's competing with Greg Newsome for that starting corner spot. So a disappointing start for Greedy Williams' camp.
Yeah, and he had been out there quite a bit. It happened maybe towards the latter part of practice, and he was getting the first team reps across from Denzel Ward at corner, and then things kind of shifted. All of a sudden, Greg Newsome is out there, and it became evident that Williams went into the locker room. We don't know what it is, but yeah, that's kind of worst case scenario. I think you think that way as soon as you see somebody like Greedy Williams go in the locker room.
Yeah, these injuries early in camp can certainly, they can ruin a guy's start, especially with Greedy, a guy trying to come back. Now, some more injury news. Tony Fields, he got hurt during the early days of camp when the rookies and quarterbacks were here. It's the other foot from the one he hurt in minicamp. So without Tony Fields, without Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, Scott, what did you see from the linebacking core?
I saw something very similar to what we saw last season. Basically, take out B.J. Goodson and put in Anthony Walker, and you had the same trio in there starting out at linebacker. He was flanked by Taki and Wilson. So those were the guys. And then the second team, you saw some Phillips and Malcolm Smith, who, by the way, Malcolm Smith looked really good in individual drills. He was out there making a lot of one-handed catches, so he seems to be ready to kind of pick up where he left off. But it was kind of the same thing, and you saw a lot of three linebackers sets from them, and it's kind of dictated by what the Browns do on offense. Didn't see a lot of that two linebacker extra DBs very much, but yeah, it was kind of the same thing so far as the starter linebackers go.
Yeah, Malcolm Smith, kind of the forgotten man in this group with all the guys that have been drafted, the addition of Anthony Walker, a lot of people forgetting about just how good Malcolm Smith was. So day one of camp, our first kind of look at Camp Stefanski. Not great pace. It was more walkthrough. They can't really put the pads on until day 6. That'll be on Tuesday that they'll put the pads on. So a little bit of a slower pace, but I'll say this, just watching Kevin kind of stand in the middle and take everything in, the way they were moving from drill to drill, I think it became pretty clear that this camp is going to be organized and they're going to get done what they need to get done.
Yeah, everything was pretty fast-paced, even though it was maybe like half-pace when they did go to full teams. And people look sharp. Like, I thought Baker looked sharp, even though you're running against guys who are playing mostly zone and kind of playing off. Nobody's running to the ball in order to hit somebody, but the passes were there, a lot of outside-the-number stuff, and it was, nice hard passes, and it was impressive, I think, as a start.
Yeah, Baker looked really good today. Donovan Peoples-Jones made a nice catch. Jarvis was his typical self. Not a lot of Odell and Grant Delpit, at least in the team stuff, so we'll get a better idea of what those guys look like as we move along. Okay, that'll do it. Day one of training camp here in Berea. Dan Labbe and Scott Patsko.